What it do, Augusta? My name is Gavin Warner. Actually, in that back. Three, two, and what it do, Augusta? My name is Gavin Warner, also known as DJ Gentonix, and today you're chilling in with YFM Radio. Um, Today's gonna be a little different. I think I want to touch more on my personal upbringing and how I got into like the whole pop culture, streetwear, 80s kind of like theme I usually go for, like what I usually eat, sleep, and breathe every day. Um, I'm really trying to think of how to start it for real, for real. I could probably start on like younger. Yeah, I'll probably just go by younger and move on up from that. But first and foremost, my name is Gavin Warner, like I said. Gavin Jeffrey Warner to be exact. And not Jeffrey with Jef. It's actually GeoFFrey. And the reason that is my dad actually named me and my other two brothers. I am the middle child, so I got the middle name, and I'll explain how I got the middle name. So, from what I remember being told to me by my mom, me and my brothers were named after Michael Jordan. My older brother, he ended up coming out first, of course, and his middle name ended up being Michael, and Michael's actually the name of my dad. So my mom had thought, like, oh, okay, like he's probably going to name the children after himself or, something along the lines of that. And then I came along, and he gave me Jeffrey, but he spelled mine differently. And my mom was wondering, like, hold on, like, something just a little off, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and, let go from there. 5 years later, I was born in 2005, and my little brother was born in 2010. 5 years later, he comes out, and my dad names him Jordan. Now, with him, little brother to be exact, he actually has two middle names because there's one name that my family used to call him all the time, Caleb, on my mom's side. And my dad didn't necessarily want to assign him that as his like definite middle name, but he didn't want to go against my mom's wishes of that being the middle name, so they had came to like agree to disagree kind of agreement to put both. So he has Caleb and Jordan as his middle name. But from then on, my mom had realized that like, oh, this dude was, naming my children after Michael Jordan. And I feel like I always think of it like this, that kind of, I feel like that was the starting point of my life marinating in like the 80s essence and upbringing and whatnot. Like, because again, Michael Jordan was an 80s phenomenon on the basketball court. We all know this. I'll probably mess around, bring one of my hoop friends up here to talk more about basketball so we can dive into that. The whole GOAT talk. Who's GOAT between him or LeBron or Kobe, and that go on for days. But basically, what I was saying is, like, I feel like that really kind of ties into like the whole '80s aesthetic I go for, and how I live my day-to-day life. Okay. So now that that's out the way, I want to say. After that, what I was saying is my dad has always been the person to dress me. Well, when I was younger, let me say that. When I was younger, my dad was the one to dress me. So a lot of my outfits were like either 80s style based or what's the word? Inspired. And something about his style also screams 80s, but it doesn't necessarily seem oversaturated with it as well, and I've always looked to that my entire life. Like everyone says like, oh, my role model is this person and that person and blah blah blah, but really my role model is my dad. Like that's the person I look up to with anything, whether it's like clothing and knowledge, financially, really all the above, really. But seeing how he dressed, I kind of took that and put my like own spin to it, you could say. Sorry, I'm still handling business, but I'm still here. I'm still engaged. But yeah, like he took it and put his own spin to it. Like he'll add little accessories, like maybe what they call an ascot to a sweater, and on top of that, he's wearing a blazer. Like it's not too many people, throwing those three things together in an outfit, in one outfit. But I say that to say, like, if you to see how I dress on a day-to-day basis, and I think I'm going to try to put pictures up on the screen, or really on the podcast or whatever, but I'll put pictures up somewhere, and I'll show y'all what I mean. Make sure everything looks straight. Probably end up keeping this as an archive and do another one. But I take what he does and I put my own spin to it. So like while he's doing that already to whatever else he is inspired by, I'm doing the exact same thing just from him for myself. Excuse me. So I've never been afraid of colors or out of the box patterns, none like that. Cause like the essence of fashion is, for one, low-key kind of getting out of character. I feel like when people dress on a day-to-day basis, that speaks to their character every day. And safe to say, like, that's a good thing. You don't always want people to be able to judge you based off how you are presenting yourself clothing-wise, but it's good to have a story within how you dress, because it does also tell people like, okay, this and this person got this going on and doing this, and it's a part of it. Like it's I feel like it's a societal I don't want to say notion, but like a criteria when it comes to how you dress in public. And I don't want to say that's a bad thing, but as far as for me, you'll never catch a day where, not say day. You'll never catch a week where, one, I'm wearing the same outfit every day. Or let me say pieces. I'm not wearing the same pieces every day. Or outfit too. I can say that too. But also, you'll never be able to necessarily tell the vibe of who I really am. Like you can go out and be like, oh, I can tell he likes 80s. I hate to say that, but it's true. But it's also a good thing in my eyes. Like I don't want people to be able to tell that I know 80s and I love comics and I love music and anime and all these other things in the world. Like I don't want people to be able to tell that, because then it seems as if I'm predictable. I never want to be predictable. I always want to be outside the box, but also inside within myself, because I want people to be able to take the time to learn who I am and who I truly am. Once they meet me, whether that be in school or work, or even just like on some alone time, when I'm out on the belt line or something like that. But I try to preach as much, and I also try to practice. Let me not say practice, because I really do that every day. But I try to preach changing up your look and your aesthetic from time to time, because it definitely lets people know that you have an eye for something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like the trending thing, but you at least have some kind of taste, And this is not me necessarily like dishing out bad mojo to people who follow trends. Cause like, hey, it's cool to follow trends sometimes. I will be honest. I followed at least one trend in my life for sure, but that was like in my early stages of life. Trying to get more in tune with how I wanted to present myself every day. But as time progressed, I put myself in a whole different other category of fashion. Like, you'll never be able to tell what I'm going for the next day. And it's one thing I remember vividly. One of my friends from high school, her name is Aaliyah. I'll probably mess around and send this to her so she can see this clip. But she had told me that I had my own aesthetic, and at the time I didn't even know what aesthetic meant. So I'm like, what do you mean by that? She was like your outfits never are to one aesthetic or one topic or group or social group or whatever. It's usually always something different. Like, you stand out. And of course, like I said, I didn't know what aesthetic meant at the time, but from her saying that and just using context clues, I really took that and cherished that, because it's like, I didn't tell anyone to recognize that or to observe that that's what I'm going for every day. But it's the fact she took the time on her own to even get the thoughts of like, oh yeah, like, let me tell him this. Like, he got his own aesthetic. She called it the geo aesthetic. That is one of my many names on this campus. Really outside of here, I don't usually always go by Gavin, but that's me. But but I say that to say that I'm glad that I'm able to represent myself without it being, for one, oversaturated, but also forced. I think that's another issue a lot of people have. Like, they force their aesthetic, or they may force a trending aesthetic. And I just feel as if people just need to find time to really dive deep into what it is they like. And that doesn't have to mean just clothes. That can really mean like anything in life. Like, figure out what you truly like. And then when it comes to clothes, that'll all tie in. Like, I like to say that about music too. Like, whatever your music taste is, your life, like your daily behavior and just overall demeanor can take away from music. Like, it'll start to play roles in your life. And I feel as if clothes should be doing the same. If you wear suits for a whole week, you should feel like the most dapperest. That's not a word, but you should feel like the most dapper nigga alive. Excuse my French, but this is just me being honest. Like, you should feel and also present yourself as being the most cleanliness, specimen of royalty or something like that. I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to show that with whatever outfit you're wearing, because your outfit should be the mood or the mindset that you're in going into the day. I'm gonna come to a quick pause. I do have to get something done, and I'll be right back to finish up the rest. But once again, thank you for being here and listening to me talk about my own personal opinions and ideas or ideals of fashion and whatnot. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is YFM Radio with DJ Gentonix signing out.